In this how-to, I want to talk about the weather. Let's go into Flight Simulator and let's just pick, it's fine, SeaTac, and let's just do PDX, Portland. And currently my flight conditions are preset to clear skies, sunny day, beautiful day. But let's say for some reason I want to practice flying in the rain. There are preset levels, so basically these are the same presets as what you can select here. So we've got clear skies currently selected. We can select storm and then we can create our own by making adjustments to it. Inch per hour is pretty bad. Let's make it really bad. Let's say it's 2.5 inches per hour. Lightning 100%, 59 degrees is fine. Pressure I don't care. Humidity I also don't care. And then let's add a wind layer at the ground. Oh, the ground layer was already there. Well, let's just say our wind is from the west at 15 miles an hour. That's definitely nasty enough. And then let's say it's gusting to 25 miles per hour, or knots actually. And we'll have 35 gusts per minute. Seems like a lot. Let's just do maybe 1 gust per minute. All right. And then you can create, that's my ground layer. You can create other layers above that with whatever settings that you want. You can add as many wind layers as you want. So let's give this our own name. And now you can see we've got stormy conditions. So let's go ahead and load it. And so now we're in the cockpit. I don't know why you would want to voluntarily fly in this, but this is exactly the crappy weather that we asked for. Now, you can adjust it once you're in the cockpit as well. Now I can save this flight from here and I'll get my weather setting saved with it, or I think I will, I should. Let's go ahead and save our flight file. But now if we open that new flight we just created, you'll see in Flightplan that it set a weather preset file and it's unchecked these 3 checkboxes. Now, your weather presets are going to be in a different place than mine. It's going to be in your users app data folder underneath packages and Microsoft Flight Simulator. So it's a obnoxiously long path, but you can go find it through File Explorer. But that directory is always going to be the same. The only thing that's going to change about your weather presets is the file name as you create new files. Now, in a future version of Flightplan, we're going to add a weather editor so you can actually edit the files here. But currently, once you've created a preset in Microsoft Flight Simulator, you can reuse that preset as many times as you want. Since I've saved this one out of Flight Simulator, it's already got my correct path, so I'm just going to copy it here for my next demonstration. So let's open a completely different flight plan, and I think we've got off the website. Well, actually, this is a new version because they've added some new points of interest near Mount St. Helens. So this is off our Pacific Northwest series, so you can download and fly that yourself as well. But obviously the Pacific Northwest series flights, if I load this up in World Map, it's a perfect clear day because normally that's what you're going to want to fly if you're doing a sightseeing flight. We'll use this one as an example anyway. So if we look at the weather for this flight plan, it doesn't use a weather file. It's not using live weather, but weather can be live if you want. So basically, this set of checkboxes will get you your normal preset, whatever your default is in world map. Typically, clear skies, perfect sunny day. Now, if I uncheck weather can be live and put in a preset file, which we're going to use the same one we just used from Portland to Seattle. Let's go ahead and save this. I don't want to save over the top of it. Let me just put it in a junk directory out here somewhere. So now if I reload this flight plan. Let's go back and reset. And let's load our rainy flight plan. And now you can see it's picking up our crappy stormy day. And so here we are, and I don't know why you would want to do a sightseeing flight like this, because you're not going to see anything, but this is the weather that we asked for. And this time, notice, you can't adjust your weather. We've predefined for this flight plan that we're going to use the stormy weather. And of course, you can have as many presets as you want. So if we wanted to take our really bad weather and make it even worse, we can say we're getting 1.18 is the maximum amount of precipitation you can have. And then let's just really crank up the wind. Let's say that it's a 30 mile an hour wind, which I'm pretty sure is over the operating parameters for the Beechcraft. The Beechcraft might be able to take off. I don't know, man. 30 knot crosswind, I doubt it. There's no way. Let's just make this crazy. Let's make it like 70 mile an hour gusts with, I guess 60 is the maximum with 2 gusts per minute. Okay, so that's as bad as it gets. Obviously, you can make it as bad as it'll allow. And then you can save as a new preset. And then you'll save it to your PC just like you did before. So now, whether you're flying directly out of World Map or you're creating flight plans in Flightplan, you have these additional choices that you can use if you want to preset your weather. So now that I've got that preset saved, I don't have to copy my entire file path over anymore. I can just change the file name here. They're all going to end up in your weather presets directory. So if I just change the name to my new name and then load that flight plan in World Map, okay, and I don't know that it looks all that much different. The rain's moving horizontal at this point, so we're in gale force winds here. I think our wind data is off the charts. You can hear it whipping out there. You can see the rain's moving up on my windscreen. So obviously I wouldn't take off in this, but that's how you create multiple weather configurations and reuse them in Flightplan. And then if you want to go back to a perfect clear day, set your weather can be live checkbox, clear out your weather preset file. You can use live weather if you wanted to pick up the live weather. And then the next time you load that flight plan, you're back to a perfect sunny day. Now that may not be a perfect sunny day for you. It'll be whatever you normally fly as your preset. So if you go back to World Map without a flight plan selected here, whatever preset you left it at, say overcast, if I normally just leave it at overcast and that's how I prefer to fly, when I go back in and load my flight plan with no weather file specified and the weather can be live checkbox checked, which again I can toggle on live weather or not, but you do want to set weather can be live to essentially tell a flight simulator that you want to use one of the presets or you want to use live weather. Okay, so in this case, I've said I want my normal preset, which I had left set at overcast. And now our rain's gone and we're flying overcast. Normally, I prefer to fly on beautiful, sunny, clear days. So I just go into World Map, go to my presets, set it to clear skies. As you can see, live weather is a choice, as are all the other presets that come with Microsoft Flight Simulator, plus the presets that I created for myself. If I specify a preset file and say it can't be live, I'm telling Flight Simulator I want you to use that particular preset. If I say weather can be live, it's telling Flight Simulator when I load this flight plan to just look at whatever my normal flight condition preset is. Again, in my case, clear skies, or sometimes I fly live weather as well. So if your normal preset is live weather and you set your flight settings to weather can be live, it'll automatically be live whether this is flagged or not. If I say weather can be live and then use live weather, it'll override my preset and it'll use the live weather. If it's unchecked and weather can be live, I use essentially whatever the last preset I used in world map was. And finally, if I uncheck weather can be live and I put in a file name, one of my presets that I've created, it'll pick up that weather over anything else. So that's how to change the weather. Hope that was helpful. Again, we have on the drawing board a weather editor coming in Flightplan. So before the end of 2023, you'll be able to edit your weather in Flightplan and save your own weather presets. But for right now, what you can do is create your presets in World Map and then just use your flight settings here to choose which flight preset you want to use. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe.